gonna try recording this video again. I've been trying several times now. It's been a while since I made a video, so I found out I can do it hands-free, and besides hitting the stop button or start button, there's no difference in me changing my song. So obviously I don't drive for Swift any longer. I don't have anything negative really to say about Swift. I just realized that it's not the company for me. I'm appreciative because they allowed me to get my foot in the door, allowed me to get my license, and it gave me opportunity. And with that, I've moved on to things that I feel are better suited for me and my family. I also stepped away from Swift because at the time I was dealing with some personal issues that I needed to take care of, and so I went ahead and took care of those issues, and was lucky enough to be able to get on with a company from my local community. Now with that, I will say that there's definitely a huge difference between being with a mega carrier like Swift, and while they have their advantages, there's also a lot of advantages of being with a small carrier, as well as there are being the disadvantages. I would say the advantages of being with a carrier like Swift is there's always going to be freight, right? I mean, you don't develop that large of a company. There's always going to be freight to move with any company that you work. So I don't know if it's necessarily that, but you have more terminals. They have more support staff. If you break down in one state, you're usually not too far away from help, or it has its little advantages. They're a big organization, so benefits might be a little bit better, or whatever the case may be. There's the small advantages, but to me, the bigger advantages lie in being with a smaller company. With a small company, they take very good care of the equipment that they have. You know who your dispatchers are, you know who your mechanics are, and basically there's no micromanaging. They give me my runs, and that's it. I don't hear from them. I mean, unless they have a question about paperwork I turned in, or wherever the case is, I think this is as independent as you can get without being an owner-operator, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know what it's like being an owner-op. I'll say, I know there's more to it. Taxes and IFTA, road tax, and insurance, and all that. I'm talking about in terms of just running every day, right? I'm just talking about in terms of driving every day, right? I don't have, nobody's telling me where to fuel. Nobody's telling me how to fuel, how much fuel I can get. Nobody's telling me where to stop. Swift. I tell you, Swift doesn't tell you where you got to spend the night. Granted, they don't tell you. They tell you where you got to fuel at and everything. And yes, you can ask for a different fuel point if you want. You can vary your routes a little bit, but my trip planning is all that I do. I do my trip planning. Okay, I do 100% of my trip planning. The company doesn't. The only thing they do is give me the run, and then I plan everything. What I wanted to do is take the time to just kind of go over some of the things I've learned about being out here. I drive a truck for a little over a year now. The biggest thing I've learned is having a good temperament out here, having a good attitude out here. If you're a person that suffers from road rage. You get upset when the slightest things, people cut you off, all that crap like that, Well, I don't think this is probably a profession for you. And if you're going to come into the profession, I think it's something that you're going to have to get a handle on. Let's just face it. Majority of trucks are governed nowadays, right? I mean, unless you're a true owner-operator, unless you work for a real small company that doesn't govern their trucks. I mean, you're not, most trucks are, I think now about 65 miles an hour is probably the average. But most people are governed at 65, 68. So you kind of know where you're able to run at. So, you trying to keep somebody from getting in or trying to tailgate somebody or whatever the case may be, it's pretty futile. I mean, this is dumb. It just makes you look like an ass. Makes you look unprofessional when you do that. You just got to be able to sit back and just take your time. You got to be relaxed out here. Being all high-strung is just going to lead to more problems. So that's what I got to say about that. You need to approach this with a good attitude. You're going to have shitty days. You're going to have days where people cut you off. You're going to have days where you get, where you got to deal with road construction and detours for traffic accidents and all kinds of things. And then you're going to deal with four-wheelers that don't know how to drive, especially in the wintertime, right? You're going to deal with people that just, they don't, they get the slightest bit of snow or rain and they completely come unglued. It doesn't do you any good to get upset with them. All you're going to do is make the situation worse. Most people are scared to drive around big rigs as it is. So if you go getting on their ass because they're not getting out of your way fast enough, you could potentially make that situation a lot worse for not only them, but yourself. And guess who's going to be at fault? You. So, when you're going through Atlanta or LA or Chicago, you really just need to relax. You really need to take your time. You're not going through their breakneck speeds. So you just, if you happen to hit it during heavy traffic, just sit back and enjoy the ride, man. Back her down, give them 3-4 football lengths in front of you, and watch this stupidity. Don't rush up there just to try to keep a gap closed where people are trying to get in and out. You will realize you will get through that traffic much faster if you sit back, because your speed can stay consistent. You might only be doing 35, 40, but because by the time, if you get in there with that whole slinky effect, speeding up and slowing down, all you're doing is putting more wear and tear on the truck. And it makes it seem like you're never going to get, that you're not getting through. I remember going through LA to get from, I left Compton, I was trying to get out to Barstow, to the Love's out there. It took me 10 hours. 10 hours to go 4 hours. That's how bad the traffic was. There was traffic accidents, there was road construction. So when you go in areas like that, just relax. It doesn't do you any good to be that asshole trying to weave through traffic like you're a sports car. It ain't gonna happen. So, back her off. Okay? Second is one of my pet peeves that I see. It's amazing that you still see it. You would think people would have learned by now. Is use the fuel outlet properly. Okay, when you go to a truck stop to get fuel, you pull in, get your fuel, when you're getting your fuel, clean your windows. After you're done, pull forward. If you're doing anything more than using the bathroom real quick, and I'm not talking about, sitting there taking a dump. Like if you gotta just pee, you just gotta grab some coffee or something like that in your receipt, that's fine. Pull forward. I would say standard is about 5-10 minutes, right? Because if you pull in there and there's another truck pulling in behind you, you get fuel and pull forward, and another truck pulls forward to get fuel, it's going to take them about 10, 12. I say on average it takes about 10 minutes to fuel. 10 to 15 minutes, 15 minutes at the most to actually pump the fuel. Unless there's something wrong with the fuel pumps, they don't pump that long. Because that's about how long it takes me to fill my truck. About 10 to 15 minutes. You pull forward. If I'm doing anything more than just running to the bathroom or getting coffee or soda, then I go park the truck. That way you don't clog up the fuel line. Alright? Now, some truck stops are really small. So when you pull forward, there might not be a place to park just because it's that small of a truck stop. So try to be as efficient as possible when you go in there. Try not to have that be the place where you're taking a 30-minute break. Look, try to, if you got, you want to take your 30-minute break when you fuel, try to look for the larger, pick the larger fuel stops where there's usually plenty of parking, or there's areas large enough for you to pull off to the side and take your 30-minute break. You don't pull into a fuel line and leave your truck park, take a nap, or go in and take a shower, man. That's rude. It's inconsiderate. And, just because when you pulled into the fuel island, there was no trucks there, doesn't mean in the next 5-10 minutes you're not going to get 15-20 trucks pulling in there. Just because it's completely dead when you pull in there, doesn't mean it's going to be completely dead in 10 minutes. Alright? Everybody is stopping at different times. So, just keep that in mind. Number 2 is eat as healthy as you possibly can eat out here on the road. And I'm saying that because I'm checking my own self on that right now. Since I've been driving truck, I've put on about 20 pounds. And mainly it's because I've been lazy. I mean, that's just a fact right there. I've been lazy. It's not that I can't prepare my meals at the house. It's because when I pull in after driving 10 hours, 11 hours, I, make an excuse, I'm just too tired, so I grab a damn quarter pounder with a large fry and a Diet Coke, and I do that 2-3 times a day. That's going to add weight, right? So try to make the healthy choices when you're out here. I've made a point to do that, not as some New Year's resolution, but it's just, I'm only 42. We already have jobs where we sit a lot. I don't care what you're doing, even if you're a flatbedder, or I haul custom cabinets that I have to tailgate, push to the back of the truck all the time. So it's not like, I don't get any physical activity in. But let's just face it, most of our time, our job is spent sitting behind the wheel and driving for long hours. So the very least thing I could do is try to make the healthier choices. Try to eat leaner and a little bit cleaner when I'm out here. So, and not only is that good for your health, it's good for your pocketbook. Right? If you haven't noticed, at all these truck stops, they absolutely gouge truckers. they make us pay double for everything, which is ridiculous, right? I mean, we're the backbone of this country, and they charge us the most. They charge us the most for fuel. They charge us the most to eat. I mean, it's shameful, to be quite honest with you. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. So until you own your own truck stop, try to eat clean, healthy, and lean while you're out here. Put snacks that are within reach, healthy snacks, that are within reach while you're driving throughout the day. Don't try to take yourself from having, if you're eating 4,000 calories a day, and you make a decision to eat healthier, don't try to go from 4,000 calories down to 1,500 calories overnight. And the reason why, because you're going to lose your Milton sharpness, if anything, and that's going to get somebody killed. If not you, somebody else, because your brain and your body's gotten accustomed to consuming all these calories. So if you try to deficit yourself that big overnight, it's gonna cause some issues. So be mindful of that if you're thinking about changing up your diet while you're out there. Try to drink more water, especially during the winter time. Your body needs more water in the winter. That's just a fact. So you need more hydration in the winter time than you think you do. You actually need more water in the winter than you do during the summer. So drink plenty of water. I know it sucks because you have to stop and pee more often, but it is what it is. It's better than getting kidney stones, and you will actually stay more alert if you're better hydrated. Your trip planning, if you're allowed to kind of plan your trips for yourself, or plan, if you're able, everybody kind of plans how they're going to run. Don't plan based off of what your speed limit of your truck is. If you do that, eventually it's going to bite you in the butt, and you're going to end up being super late for delivery or pickup. Okay? Do not plan your trips at that. Plan your trips at around 50 miles an hour. And here's the reason why. You plan your trips at 50 miles an hour, not only are you going to get there on time, you're usually going to get there with enough time that if you want to go to dinner somewhere that, take a break from your truck, maybe go watch a movie, or go actually eat food that you don't get somewhere else, like you're down in Louisiana, or you're out up in the upper Northeast where they have really good seafood. It normally has some built-in time that allows you to do that. Or if you get tired and you need to pull over and take a nap for an hour, you can do that, right? You're not going to be driving tired because you have enough time built into your run where you can take a nap for 2 hours, right? Or if you run up on a really bad accident, or you run into some really bad traffic due to road construction, plus traffic, plus an accident, well, it gives you enough time that if you need to take a detour, or if you just got to park it and wait, you can do that. So if you plan trips at 50 miles an hour, you're less likely to ever be, to be late, and more likely to have time for yourself in your runs, right? And I didn't learn that by not talking to other veteran drivers. I had veteran drivers teach me that, okay? Because I figured when I first started running, I would always seem to be up against the clock. I was never late, but I was always getting there just in the nick of time or whatnot. Now that I've been driving and I've planned my trips like that, I'm always ahead of time. I've had a few incidents where a shipper or a receiver couldn't take me early. I've had runs where I've gotten done a whole day ahead of time, and I was either going to pick up a load timeline where I'm running right on that line. But most of the time, that happens to me very rarely. So plan your trips accordingly and plan properly. Plan them at 50 miles an hour. Okay, you'll give yourself plenty of cushion. Okay, if you do that. Number two. Pop back in my brain. Oh, use your tools properly. Okay. The one thing you don't do is you don't use Google Maps when you're driving a semi-tractor trailer. The only thing Google Maps is good for is to use the satellite view to look at where you're going, so you have enough. You can familiarize yourself with what the terrain looks like, what the parking lot looks like, what the storefront or the plant looks like. So you have a kind of picture in your head of where you're going. Okay? That's the only thing I use Google Maps for. Okay? Otherwise, I use what I consider the gold standard, the Rand McNally map. Atlas, whatever you want to call it. Everybody should have one in their truck. If you don't have one in your truck, that's the reason why us new generation of truckers get considered to be steering wheel holders. Because you expect everything to be planned for you, right? Like, okay, well, if you work at these mega carriers, they give you Qualcomm or whatever they give you, and it's got the route. You punch it in, and you just give that to faith that that's the best route, or that's the you're never going to run into a problem by doing that. Well, chances are, if that's all you rely on, you're going to run into a problem. You should always just at least look at your atlas, plan your trip off of that. Okay. Especially in that atlas, when you go into, if you have to deliver some of the big cities, it does have the big city map in it. It has a map of Chicago. It has a map of New York. Okay? So that way, you can have a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C if you have to deliver or drive in one of those areas. Right? If you've seen it in your head, it will become familiar to you. And if there's an issue, let you know what road you can turn off or what highway can get you around that. Alright? Number three, if you're going to get a trucker GPS, which I highly recommend, make sure it's a true trucker GPS. And to me, the gold standard in GPS is Garmin or Rand McNally. Okay? Rand McNally makes a GPS. I'm preferable to Garmin. Obviously, I've been using Garmin on my own personal vehicles, since they've come out years ago, and I'm comfortable with them in the trucker GPS. It hasn't failed me. It's been very reliable. But along with that, make sure you do the updates and things like that. But it's a tool, okay? And your trip plan is only going to be effective, and the tools are only going to be as effective as the person using it. So if you're not using the Atlas, you're not using the satellite, using the new technology, all to your advantage, you're more likely to not run as efficient and proficient as be proficient as you can. So just because you have a GPS doesn't mean to throw it in the window and go. Learn all the features it has on it. Learn all the warnings it can help set for you. Okay? And learn how to use that atlas. Learn know how to use the legend so you can identify low bridge markings and things like that. I mean, I've had to break out my atlas a couple of times. It happened to me when I was, I was picking up, I was in South Carolina. I can't remember what I was picking up. But coming back to the west, and they had some major road construction going on that normally my GPS will pick up on, but I did not have my live traffic turned on at the time. So what it did is I ended up having to pull over and use my Atlas, because it did redirect me, but I didn't like the redirection. When it got to the turn, I didn't like the way the turn looked. It didn't really look like something a truck this magnitude, this size, could turn down and go down. So luckily I pulled out my Atlas and I found a better route. And it was, while that may have added 10-15 miles to my run, it was a much better route, and I was able to identify that by looking at the Atlas and knowing what I was looking for. So know how to use all those tools. Don't just have them in your truck and don't take advantage of them. All right. And I'm gonna tell you that's pretty much gonna be it for this video. Now that I can do this stuff on the fly, I'll probably do more videos. So anyway, if you have any questions, ask me. I had a few people. I actually had quite a lot of views on my one that I did about Swift, about going through training there. Now keep in mind that if you're looking to get into trucking, that when I did that video, Swift was still just Swift. They weren't Knight Swift. So I don't know what kind of changes that have been done to the company since then, whether they be good or bad. I don't know what the training is. So keep in mind that if you do happen to watch that video because you're getting ready to go come into this profession, that's based off when I went through. I have no idea what it's like now. I doubt that it's changed that much, but you never know. But anyway, have a good day, and I'll get this edited and put out, and look forward to putting out more videos.